Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome to just a really short video. Basically in the latest video, I've somehow misplaced the Wither footage, and the subsequent footage after that before we went to go fight the Gas Queen. So I wanted to include that in just a really quick short video. I do apologize. I don't know what happened to the footage, so I had to just re-edit it down. I recall editing that, but somehow, I don't know, from the editor, or from rendering or something, it just got misplaced. So, anyways, just a quick short video. Also, if you want a sneak peek of what I've been working on, I've been working on the Enchanting Area since the last episode. I know the outside is still a box, and the inside's not 100% done. Should be 100% done by next episode. But I have been working on this pretty extensively. So, you'll notice that it has come leaps and bounds since the last episode. I actually went back to Omathal and farmed up quite a bit of blocks there. We have our refraction table set up. This actually is not working. I have to change this. I was testing Soul Glass for a bit to see if it would still enchant, but it's not working. Ferdinand's Flowers Glass did work. I was able to get that to work. So I may go back to that or some other type of glass. But Soul Glass blocks light, so that's probably the reason. Up here, this is all bookshelves with books. So you can put just standard books into these now, and I had to go back to Omathal and ripped up the big bookshelves that were in there, and then also some in the Twilight Forest. So because we were like out of books at the time. And then over here, our enchanting area. So this is all just books with like different enchants. This is manuals and different stuff that will stick on there. Enchants, and I actually downsized the amount of enchants that we have, because I took everything and compressed it down to maximum levels. And then if we step into here, this is what our enchanting area looks like. So, kind of nifty. And then over here, I've got everything sorted with max level enchants. In the case of some things like Mending, we've got Mending 3 from Astro Sorcery. But if I happen to get a Mending 1 book, which is highly unlikely, but if I do happen to get one, then I'll probably stick it on here too, because it's still useful, as that's max level Astro Sorcery. So, but yeah, so that's what I've been working on. A lot better than the Cobble. It just took me a while to figure out exactly what kind of blocks I wanted to use, so I went with the Ethaxium blocks for that. And then Soul Glass Panes, and these are all just frame bookcases done in Ethaxium bricks. So, but anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the quick video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and once again, I do apologize about that missing footage from the last video. Okay, we are all set. We got our box made. I could fill in these corners. Do I want to fill in the corners? Maybe I'll fill in the corners. But what we're going to do is we're going to take the Illumination Wand, and let me actually open this little area up right here. Illumination Wand, shift right click, and this, before I said that this emitted light, and I was incorrect on that. I was thinking it did, and it had been a while since I last used it, I guess. It doesn't emit a light source. It still looks kind of cool, but it doesn't emit a light source. So, apologize about that. I've got to let my starlight build up. If you stand outside, it's a little bit faster, so. Inside, it's a bit slower. So the floor is all done, and then I'm going to have to do the same thing on the outside. Just fill all of this in. And what this does is this makes the blocks unbreakable. They are like divine blocks. There was the wand back in Thaumcraft that did the same thing. So if you're familiar with that, this does the identical same thing. And I do believe I'm going to fill in the corners, because in my experience, the Wither, when he explodes, his explosion will seep out of the corners. But if you have the corners filled in, it tends to work a little bit better. So I think I will fill these in. Okay, so that's all filled in. And then whenever I want to remove this later on, because it's not going to stay here, we're going to end up moving it to a more permanent place down the road, probably once we set it up for like an auto farm. But we can shift right click and do that. So, easy way to do it. It is a little bit hard on the eyes, so I do apologize. But anyways, let's go ahead and spawn our very first Wither. So, we'll set him up right in here. And then our Wither Skulls, like so. And we'll let him spawn up. I'm going to go ahead and activate our Antidote Charm. So if we do happen to get the Wither effect, like we catch the Wither effect somehow, Antidote Charm is going to remove it immediately. Okay, so the Wither is up, and we can actually just stand right in here and pretty much just beat on him at this point. And we got our very first Nether Star. We also got 15 Wither Ash, which has no use at the moment. And then we got an Arcane Scroll for knockback. He's probably going to drop that every single time. Did he not drop a... He didn't drop a... Yeah, see, it blew that up right there. That's fine. He didn't drop a Shader Grab Bag, which I don't really mind. I have, like, near 50 of those things right now. Like, I was sorting through and, like, putting them all into, like, a drawer. And I was like, man, I've got a bunch of those things. I put them in a drawer because I figured, well, you know, once we automate the Wither, we'll need a place for them to go and all that. But if he's not dropping them, I guess it's not quite as important. But I will say, yeah, so he just hit me. It should have applied Wither, I think. No, maybe not. It should take durability damage if he would give me the Wither, but he's not. So, okay. Well, anyways, just in case, Poison and Wither we are immune to that if we have that toggled on. And it honestly makes the Wither a joke, in truth. Why is he taking damage? Oh, that's right. When the Endermen spawn, they teleport. It's weird. They teleport away from the saws. And you can see we just got an Ender Dust. Or did I already have that one? I'm assuming I already had that one because the space was filled. This isn't actually from the mob farm. I threw this in here to keep it kind of with our equipment stuff. And the same with that diamond chest plate. But the Withers, when they're attacked by the saws, it looks like they teleport out, but then they get teleported right back into the saws. It's just a I don't know if it's just a visual bug or what. We also got this thing here. We need stage 5 for that. It drops from Withers. Okay. Anyways. Anyhow. And these Arcane Scrolls, we're going to get into that stuff later, how to use those, because we are able to use them in H3. But anyways, now that we have our Nether Stars, what I want to make, and I'm super excited for this, I want to make this, the Immolation Blade. There's also the Blazing Immolation Blade that you can make. They're pretty much identical stats and everything. I went through and I tested them. Just to make sure, and yeah, they're pretty much the same. But you'll notice it's a really good sword. If we didn't have like this super crazy oh my god sword, this would be a really good alternative. 16 damage with a 1.6 attack speed is not bad. But this thing, 2 Nether Stars, a stick, and then 4 buckets of lava. It's super cheap, right? And honestly, it did not take very long to farm up. I'm going to have to make some more buckets. So let me get the stuff together. Well, actually, I've got iron over here. I'm assuming that I can't make buckets easier. But yeah, all the ore processing stuff, a lot of this might be moved by next episode. I mean, I'm going to keep the smelting, I'm going to keep the Tinker's Construct, because the blacksmith, that was the intention of this building in the first place, was using it for a Tinker's Construct room. So it is going to retain that job, basically. But we are going to remove the ore processing is going to be over in the castle. Eventually, the ore processing might be focused in the pyromancy area. I'm not for sure yet, but okay, I threw in 51, right? I think I threw in 51 iron, so I'm just going to turn it all into buckets. That'll be fine. Because I don't think we can have too many iron buckets. And I've actually got 1 iron bucket filled with lava all ready to go right here when I was messing with the farming. So, alright, so that's producing our iron buckets. And there is our Immolation Blade. Awesome. And it doesn't use the buckets. Even better. Okay, so I'm going to put these in here for right now, since I'm making more of them. Okay, so what the Immolation Blade does, or the Blazing Immolation Blade, it seems to be about the same. From testing, it seemed to be identical. Because I actually wasn't familiar with the Blazing Immolation Blade, I'm familiar with the Immolation Blade. Basically what this does is this is identical to the Avaridia fire sword. A lot of times there's... Oh, I see a skeleton over here. Okay, so any kind of skeleton or wither skeleton, we can kill this thing with the Immolation Blade. And... Does it not work on trumpet skeletons? Yeah, I'm thinking it doesn't work on trumpet skeletons. Now, let's go out and find ourselves a normal skeleton then. Here's a normal one. There we go. Every time we kill a skeleton or a wither skeleton using this sword, we will always, 100% of the time, get a wither skeleton skull. So it's going to make, because I need quite a bit of nether stars, actually, for blood magic. Because I need 4 for the beacons, and then I need 1 for the... Let's see, we're going to need 1 for a blood orb, and 1 for a Tartar gem, right? So, I mean, right there is 6 that I'm going to need. If we take a look at the nether stars. 4 beacons for upgrading the altar here soon. Awakened activation crystal is going to take 1, and then we also need it, let's see, right here to make the Archmage blood orb once we hit tier 5. Then we need it right here for the Grand Tartaric gem, which I definitely want to boost up our bow. And then I think that's about everything at the moment. But even still, and I would like to maybe set up some beacons around the place, and who knows how many nether stars we're going to need as we move forward. So it's something really nice to have, super easy to make, and it does have quite a bit of durability, 4096. I mean, I could enchant this. I probably will with like sharpness and stuff. I don't think I'm going to go too crazy with unbreaking on it, because it's just not worth it, I don't think. So, okay, so we did that. We killed the Wither. That's another boss down. Let me dump off some of my inventory real quick.